Hi, I'm Eric from Stinger, and this is the Horizon 10. Today we're going to show you how to assemble it for installation into just about any vehicle.
This is intended to be an example of how to assemble the Horizon 10 parts for installation into a vehicle. This is to be used as a reference. The actual order of the steps may vary depending on the vehicle in which you're installing the Horizon 10. Notice on the front of the radio module, there's a small slot for the optional navigation SD card upgrade. The nose bracket is marked with text indicating SD nav card only. Align this corner of the bracket with the slot on the front of the radio module. There are 2 locator pins on the back of the nose bracket, which align with the 2 holes on the front of the radio module. Then install 5 of the M3x6 screws to attach the nose bracket, 2 on each end and 1 in the middle. Now we can slide the radio module into the vehicle-specific dash kit. Align the front of the radio module with the front of the dash kit. Then install several of the M5x10 Phillips screws into the sides of the radio module, securing it into the dash kit. Repeat this process using at least 2 screws on each side. Plug the LVDS cable into the port on the back of the radio module. The 26-pin main power harness has all of the industry-standard colored speaker wire outputs, 12-volt power connections, and also the steering wheel control input connections. Plug this harness into the black port on the back of the radio module. You'll notice that the RCA pre-out connectors on the 12-pin harness are staggered, so that the RCAs don't create a large bunch all in one place. Plug in this harness to add aftermarket amplifiers to your audio system. Plug this harness into the port labeled pre-outs. This is the 16-pin AV and camera input harness, also featuring staggered RCA connectors. Plug this into the port labeled AV on the back of the module. This is the data cable. It has plugs for future CAN bus features and a 4-pin RGB controller connector. If you're upgrading your vehicle with Stinger Enlighten lighting, connect your controller here to control your lights from the Horizon 10's touchscreen. Plug this connector into the port labeled Data. This port is for connecting and controlling a Sirius XM tuner. This is the AM/FM antenna port. Connect your vehicle-specific antenna adapter here. Here's the fiber optic output for connecting to a DSP or amplifier. This blue connector is for the GPS antenna. There's an included metal plate with adhesive on the bottom, which can be used inside the dash as a place to mount the GPS antenna. The GPS antenna can be mounted under plastic, but not under metal. For best hands-free performance, the Horizon 10 includes an external microphone. If you're installing the external microphone, after routing it through the vehicle, connect the 3.5mm connector into this connector labeled External Mic. At the top of the radio module, there's a USB-C connector available for a wired connection to a smartphone. There are 2 USB ports for charging, music playback, firmware updates, custom backgrounds, and more. We recommend using a USB extension with a dash mounting option to extend the USB ports to the dash of the vehicle. This is the HDMI input. Carefully place the Horizon 10 display face down on a soft surface to avoid damaging it. This is the LVDS display cable. It's the same on both ends. So simply slide one of the connector ends into the back of the display. Slide it up toward the top until it clicks into position. If your vehicle's dash has an opening that requires the Horizon 10 screen to be mounted after the dash panel is reinstalled, then connect the LVDS display cable into the rear of the radio module first. Route it through the front of the dash, through the available opening. Route the cable down, then through the split rubber ring at the bottom of the opening. The LVDS cable cover plate has tabs on the sides. Align these tabs with the notches on the back of the display. Then slide the cover down to create a seal over the cable. Now install the single M2.6 by 6.5 screw into the cover to lock it into the display. The display bracket is vertically adjustable. Simply loosen or remove the screws on the display bracket to adjust it to the best angle to fit your vehicle's dash. The bracket can be mounted on the display right side up or upside down, giving you many adjustment options. There are 10 mounting holes on the back of the display. Once we determine which 4 holes we'll use to mount the mounting bracket to the display, we must install the rubber plugs into the remaining 6 holes. Notice, this step is required for the display to be weather resistant. Then install the bracket to the display using 4 of the supplied M4x10 screws. Once we determine the best angle setting, reinstall the screws into the display bracket. We can always loosen the screws, make adjustments to the angle of the screen, then tighten the screws again to lock the display into position. When you have the Horizon 10 installed into the vehicle and you're happy with the angle adjustment, You can activate the optional locking mechanism to secure the screen into position. The nose bracket has an orange locking mechanism that prevents the display from accidentally being removed. To activate the mechanism, remove this small Phillips screw and reinsert it into hole number 2. Pass the free end of the LVDS display cable through the dash kit. Now, when we slide the display onto the nose bracket, it will lock into place. To remove the Horizon 10 display, use a large flat blade screwdriver. Press in on the orange locking mechanism. Push it away from the screen to disengage it. At the same time, push on the side of the display bracket to slide it to the right. Now with the radio module and the screen assembled, we have the option to make final adjustments to the angle of the screen. Then tighten the screws again to lock the display into position. Now we can enjoy these great modern features, like 4 camera inputs, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the freedom of an IP65 rated display. Be sure to check out our feature videos to see all these great features in action.